Well, I just took this for 10. Guess I'll throw on 275. But I've been thinking a little bit about diet today. I don't really think about diet a whole lot. In my day-to-day life, I try to eat pretty clean. I try to stay away from junk food most of the time. I basically drink only water, milk, some like electrolyte drinks like Gatorade or Propels, that sort of deal. And that's really, as far as I take my diet. Let me see if I can pull this real quick. It's just going to be a double overhand grip, no hook grip, because I don't feel like taping up my thumbs tonight. About slipped out of the left hand. But I ran across the video today on YouTube, a little YouTube short about the carnivore diet. Where you eat only meat. It sparked my interest because I went through the comments on that video, and basically everybody in the comments was talking about how good the carnivore diet was. About how much weight they've lost on it, how much better they feel, how much clearer they think, how much more energy they have. And it's like, kind of sparked my interest a little bit. So then I went over to, the search feature on YouTube, looked up carnivore diet, watched 1 or 2 videos of this guy that had been doing it over 200 days. And, my interest is, definitely peaked in it. I don't know that I'd be willing to try it because, for one, it seems kind of expensive. I can't afford to go drop $100 on, steaks and stuff to get me through a week. Personally, I would like to get to where I eat only whole foods, try to get away from everything processed, so just the meat, stuff like eggs, and just fruits and vegetables, Basically what I'd like to get to. I'd like to, cut out all the bread, stuff like granola bars, and basically everything processed. I'd like to get away from that. Just eat eggs and bacon for breakfast, big old steak for lunch or so, probably another steak at dinner time, or maybe some fish or chicken. To me, that seems like a pretty healthy way to go with, some vegetables on the side and stuff. I'd want to cut out things like pizza, macaroni and cheese, which I love macaroni and cheese, but I'd like to cut out a lot of pasta. Just get away from everything that can't be taken straight from the field and put onto a plate. My adductors are sore from yesterday's squat workout. I took 275 for a 4x4. But anyways, this guy on the carnivore diet, he was talking about how much his inflammation has went down. like his joints don't ache anymore, like his body feels, you know, generally better. And so, you know, I don't know, I had to do some reflection. I wish diet was something that I monitored a little more carefully. Because then I look back over my training and stuff, and I'm like, these periods that, you know, my energy drive like kind of dips, or, you know, maybe like when my hip pain flares up, maybe my diet has a little bit of influence on, you know, how prevalent that pain is and that inflammation is. I don't know. Just kind of some food for thought, you know, on the days that I don't feel like, you know, coming out here and pushing a workout, or on the weeks and stuff that I'm just generally tired and don't really feel like training hard. Is it, you know, could it be because something I'm eating? I don't know. That's really all I got to say. I don't have any reason to go on the carnivore diet now because I'm pretty happy with how I feel for the most part, which, you know, I'm only 20 years old, so that may have a, you know, part to play with it. But generally I feel pretty good. I've felt better this past week or so because I've been going to bed pretty early, about as early as I can every day. You know, 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'd like to be in bed. It's probably coming up on 9 o'clock right now. But I got caught up with some other stuff tonight. Didn't get to get out here until a little later than I wanted to. So I'm gonna cut the workout kind of short in order to get into bed earlier. Safety first, guys, safety first. But like I said, you know, I feel pretty good most of the time, but I also, you know, eat pretty clean. I don't know. I try to take good care of my body, try to get good sleep. You know, like I already said, I don't drink any pop or sodas, or really even like sweet tea or anything like that. I don't really eat any junk food. I'll eat an occasional Pop-Tart if, you know, I happen to go over to a buddy's house and I need a snack, you know, before I head out the door. You know, I'll eat a Pop-Tart. Pop-Tarts are pretty good. But, you know, generally, I don't really eat any of that stuff, and I really don't eat a ton of fast food either. Typically, you know, I pack my lunch at work to try to save some money, and typically if I end up buying my lunch, it is at a nicer restaurant or something at, like, you know, a Chinese buffet, something where I feel like I can get some better food than, you know, a burger and fries with grease just, you know, dripping off them or whatever. I don't know. I feel like fast food is, you know, not going to be as healthy as something in a sit-down restaurant. Like, I feel like there's a big difference between like a McDonald's cheeseburger and a Texas Roadhouse cheeseburger. You know, if they even have cheeseburgers, I haven't been there in a while. But if you go into these like nice, you know, nice sit-down restaurants and you order a burger, you know, you come back with a half-inch like slab of like good beef. But if you go to McDonald's, man, they just give you some suspicious meats. You know, it's flat. I don't know. I just feel like the sit-down restaurants are probably going to be healthier for you. And so generally I try to reserve my days of, eating out at work for the times when we go to a nicer restaurant. Mainly just for the health factor. But, I think diet is sort of the last thing that, most people think about. Where I do anyways. Like, I was giving examples earlier of, if I'm not having a lot of energy, or, maybe some of you guys, may struggle with, some like knee tendonitis or just some like achy joints. And maybe you go through spells of the year where, those achy joints aren't so bad, and, maybe they come back in another week or two or so. And, I think if I was in that situation, trying to look at what I was eating during that time of when I'm, in pain and when I'm not in pain would probably be one of the last things I'd think about. Because I really just don't think a whole lot about what I eat. But if I had those problems, maybe I was going out and hanging out with some friends some more. Maybe going out and grabbing fast food a little more often. Maybe 2 or 3 times a week instead of once. Maybe I was, kind of more stressed with the tighter schedule, and I was eating more Pop-Tarts or something before I left the house in the morning. Just because you don't want to be hungry, throughout the day. So you're kind of snacking on this, bad stuff, and well, now your joints are aching again, or maybe, you don't have the energy to work out when you get home. And, it's, once you're in that spot, it's like, I don't have the energy to work out today. I'll just cut it short and go to bed earlier. And then, you wake up the next day and go through the same thing. Then you get home again, and it's like, I'm kind of tired again today. Let me just cut this short and I'll get into bed earlier again. So you kind of build that habit. And then maybe there's a lifestyle change or a schedule change at work where you can get up and you can start eating, healthier foods again, or, whatever the situation may be. And, then you start noticing you have more energy again, and you can start hitting fuller workouts. Maybe you recover from your workouts better. I don't know, just some food for thought for me. I doubt I'm gonna go on the carnivore diet. I try not to go too extreme on things. I try to stay pretty balanced. But it was just something, that spiked up some interest in me, spiked up a little bit of reflection and some curiosity. Like, what if when I'm having, troubles recovering from my workouts, is any of that diet related? Or, like I said earlier, on the months and the weeks that, I don't have any energy for the workouts, could it be related to my diet? Possibly. But I'm gonna get inside, take a shower, and get into bed. Gotta go to work tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys then, and thank you for watching.